Krishna again, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to discuss about what is the tf.Variable. So last time we talked about tf.Constant kind of function of TensorFlow. Now we are going to talk about tf.Variable. So uh, what are the difference between these two? We'll talk about it. So right now I'm going to tell you the difference between these two. I will also make a note of it in the Google Colab sheet, which I already created. So the difference between tf.Constant and tf.Variable is the major difference is if you will use to create a tensor using tf.Constant, that is unchangeable, means immutable. You cannot change the shape, size, structure of that particular tensor. But if you will use tf.Variable, you can definitely change the shape also, and you can add more numbers in that or remove numbers from that. So this is the major difference between these two. So last time I created a Google Colab sheet. So I also opened that. So let me take you all to that sheet. Yeah, so this is the sheet we created last time. So previously we talked about tf.Constant, right? So tf.Constant, which is unchangeable, we cannot change the data in that. But now we are talking about tf.Variable. So let's see what is tf.Variable. So just I'm making a heading over here. I already told you like how you can make heading. So I'm just putting a hash there, and then tf.Variable I'm going to talk about. This is again a class. Variable is a class of TensorFlow. So basically I'm just going to make a heading of it. So let's see how can we create a tensor using tf.Variable, and what are the difference between tf.Constant and tf.Variable. We'll discuss in the same sequence later on. First of all, I have to import TensorFlow. So see, last time we also mentioned import tensor, but we have to use tensor each and every time. Means whole name I have to use again and again. I don't want to use that. So in that case, I can simply give this tensor a pet name called, let's say, TF. So I will say TensorFlow as TF. All right. Once you will hit Shift Enter, you will the shell will execute it, and now you are able to import any kind of a method, class, instance, variable, attribute using tf dot only. So see, you're getting suggestions also like what kind of operations are there, methods are there, classes are there. This is a symbol of class which you are looking on the screen. So I'm basically talking about this structure. Okay, this is tree-like structure. So this is the we get when once we have a class. Let me zoom in the screen. I'm going to create a tensor using tf.Variable. Okay, so a tf dot, if I'll press after dot shift and space bar, I'll get suggestions. So these all are suggestions, means what kind of functionality, methods available there, class available there, module available there. That all will be suggested by Google Colab itself. So now I just want to use variable. So I will mention variable and I'll get variable on the top, and see, this is the symbol of class, right? So I'm getting this tree symbol over here in front of variable, right? So this is variable class, and in that you have to pass a list of Python. Let's say I'm putting 1 2 3 4 5, just to make it simple. I'm not giving random value, I'm just giving a sequential value, but you can also put random value there, no problem. Okay, so now if I will hit shift and enter, I'll get the output. So this is some sort of thing we are getting on the screen, which is looking much complicated, but you don't have to bother about it. You simply have to go through the things like tf.Variable. This is that class using which we create this tensor, right? This is shape. Shape is very much important. Last time I also talked about shape. Like the shape means what is the size of your tensor, because this is tensor, right? This is 1D array or tensor. I told you like tensor is nothing but an array. Please go through my last video. You will definitely come across about each and every topic. Just do one more thing. Just do coding with me. If you'll do coding along with me while watching my video, you will definitely get the points what I'm talking about. You also have to do some hit and trial operations from your side, so you will betterly understand this. Now here we have data type, which is int32. So why this shape 5 I'm getting here? Because in this array, in this 1D array, I'm getting 5 elements. See, if you'll go like, this is the first element, this is second element, this is third, fourth, and this is fifth element. So there are 5 elements inside this tensor, and that's why I'm getting 5 here. And because there is only one bracket at the outermost, I'm getting only one element inside this tuple. Okay, so shape always defined inside a tuple. Okay, inside TensorFlow or NumPy, you can check it. Okay, now this is data type. Data type is int32. Int32 is a kind of a memory size which is allocated by default by TensorFlow. It is by default. Okay, you can change it. I will tell you later on how can we change this. Okay, so now see, this is a NumPy is equal to an array, and it is mentioning 1 2 3 4 5. We also read about it in NumPy. If you had gone through my machine learning video, you'll definitely get a series of NumPy over there, and you will definitely aware with this. But if you didn't go through my machine learning tutorial, I would recommend you to first go through my machine learning tutorial. That's in Hindi. If you need that tutorial in English, I can definitely upload on YouTube. So you simply have to comment me like you need a machine learning tutorial in English as well. I will definitely create that tutorial in English. And here we are getting again data type of this NumPy array. Okay, these both are same. There is no difference. It is simply a tensor. Okay, it is simply a tensor, but tensor internally use NumPy to create a tensor. Okay, this is the only concept here. Now, if I will assign it to a variable, let's say I assign it to a variable like a mutable tensor. Mutable tensor. Mutable means which can change. Okay, so I'm just keeping the name readable just because you guys will get aware with it, and also memorize this kind of concepts. Okay, so if you will print this tensor like mutable tensor, shift enter, you will get that particular value once again. Okay, so there is no change, nothing. Okay, now I told you like what is the difference between tf constant and tf variable. So I would tell you both used for same purpose, but there is a slight difference. Only one difference. tf.constant, if I will make any tensor using tf constant, that is immutable. It helps us to create immutable tensor. Immutable means which cannot change. I'm just putting it here inside a bracket. Unchangeable. This is the meaning of immutable, means which we cannot change. Once we create, after that we cannot change it using any kind of method or operation. Okay, so this is called unchangeable tensor. So if you came across like if anybody will ask you like create an unchangeable tensor, you can simply use tf.constant. So nobody can mutate it or change it. Okay, now the second one is tf.Variable. I just thought about it. Tf variable. Okay, so tf variable is nothing, it's also a tensor, but the difference of tf constant and tf variable is simple. It is, it helps us to create mutable tensor. Again, what is mutable? So it's just opposite of immutable, means changeable. You can change it. Means if you'll create a tensor, let's say using tf.Variable, you can change that tensor, okay, n number of time. There is no restrictions, nothing. You will get methods like assign methods, dot assign method to change that particular tensor. So don't worry, I will show you about it. So I'm just making a note of it over here, and let me create two tensor using both the functionalities like tf.constant and tf.Variable. So I'm going to create very first tensor, that is tf.constant. Okay, I'm creating a tensor. I'm not making it much complicated like 1 2 3 4 5. I'm just putting it here, and it assigned to a variable. I'm just mentioning a name, unchangeable, or you can say immutable. So it's totally up to you what kind of nomenclature you want to use for this. Instead of using anything else, I just thought to keep the name readable, and that's why I use immutable. You can keep any name, whatever you want, like name Mohan, Sohan, whatever it is. Okay, so it is a immutable variable where I assign tf.constant, and I mentioned one array over there, which is one dimension because it has one bracket at the outer end. Okay, so now if I will print immutable, here we are getting 1 2 3 4 5 kind of tensor whose shape is 5. Okay, and data type is int32. So now I'm going to create one more tensor, which I will create using tf.Variable once again. So mutable tensor, you can keep any name, whatever you want, okay, whatever you like, okay. I'm just keeping the name readable just to make sure like you guys would able to understand it, okay. So tf.Variable, and I'm not changing anything here also. 1 2 3 4 5, I'm just keeping the name as it is, okay. So if you will print the same value, print mutable, you will simply get 1 2 3 4 5, okay. But this is looking something weird than this, right? Because this is mutable and this is not mutable, okay. So let me show you. I'm going to append a value, a single value, let's say 5 6 7 8, whatever it is, but a single value, just to show you whether it is mutable or not. So which one is mutable and which one is not mutable, once I will insert the value, then you will definitely able to understand, because you will get the output in front of you, okay. So I'm going to append a value. Let's say that value would be 10, okay, which I'm going to append in each of these data type, okay, in each of this tensor, okay. So we will see which one can accept this value, and which one will not accept the value. So the tensor which will not able to accept this 10 value inside it, that is immutable, and the tensor which able to accept this value inside it, that is mutable. So that's thing I just want to demonstrate you right now, okay. So let me, okay, so simply I just wanna add 10 in place of 1. See here in mutable tens I'm talking about, okay. So this is tf.Variable. So here I want to remove this one, and I want to add 10 there, okay. So how can I do this? I have to simply go through like a mutable and then assign. So mutable is my variable where the tensor is available. This tensor is available, right? So I this one is available at 0 index, right? So I have to first mention 0 here, because at this position only I want to place 10 instead of 1. I want to remove 1 and I want to place 10 value, okay? So I have to simply mention a dot sign there and a sign I have to use. And in this I have to mention 10. Let's run this. So this is mutable, our mutable variable, which is created by the help of tf.Variable, where I mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is changeable, right? So that's why I'm able to assign, okay? So now, if you want to check like these two are same or not, you have to simply check the ID also. ID is a kind of functionality in Python using which we know the memory address of any kind of variable, okay. So I'm simply going to place here mutable, okay. So if I'll hit shift enter, I'll get one more row. This is that row, okay. And I assign this value. I'm going to print and show you the mutable value, which is look 10 2 3 4 5. See, 10 2 3 4 5 means I'm able to change it now. If the id of this if the id of this mutable variable still intact, print id of mutable would be still intact. So see, the ID of this and this both are same, okay. That means this is mutable. I change the shape, okay, from 1 2 3 4 5 to 10 2 3 4 5, okay, but still address is same of the mutable variable. So this is called mutable, means which we can change. So whenever anybody will ask you to create a tensor, and that tensor should be changeable or mutable, such kind of terminology that person will use, you have to simply use dot assign operation there, okay. So this is the thing how we generally show mutability concept using this tf.Variable, okay. One more operations there. So now the same operation I'm going to do with the immutable variable, which is this. Okay, this is my immutable variable in which I assigned a tensor which is built using constant function. Okay, so if I will try to change immutable using same concept, I want to place 10 at 0 index. Okay, so first of all, I would like to show you the immutable. Okay, if you will print this, you will get 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, see, 1 2 3 4 5, you're getting this tensor. Okay, and if you will try to add 10 in place of 1, okay, so it will simply not allow you to do that. See, I'm showing you immutable dot. I have to first assign 0 index, because on 0 index there is 1 and I want to replace this 1 by 10, right? So I have to mention here dot assign, and I'm going to put there 10. It will simply deny me, because this is what? Immutable variable. Because this immutable variable built using tf.constant function or method, where I assign 1 2 3 4 5 these tensor, and that's why I'm not able to mutate or change the shape of this tensor. See, here it is mentioned no attribute assign, means this variable dot constant using which I created this dot constant, it does not have this assignment operator or assignment method, and that's why I'm not able to change it. Okay, so this is the difference between tf.constant and tf.variable. So hope you like this video. If you really enjoy it, please do like, share, subscribe, share with your friend, family, and give me a thumbs up and comment me. Okay, thank you very much guys. Thank you for watching this channel.